to understand the significance of the Isagenix programs, because they are very powerful programs. So at the end, I want to try and put some understandable terms, phrases, and analogies that everyone can use, because sometimes, you know, when Dr. Gumprich makes a presentation, and I've used his slides directly from the celebration, several of them, and Dr. Plant and so many of the other wonderful presenters. I want to put the scientific terminology in a way so that we won't turn off our clients and we won't confuse our clients. They can actually understand us. So again, I do this for myself. I do this for with Debbie or Kathy Coover in mind, because they constantly remind us of this. But again, I like to just say it simply like this: Isagenix products are nutritional supplements only. They're not designed to diagnose, prevent, treat, or cure any disease. Now, Kathy Coover would prefer us, and Debbie would prefer us to see compliancy like this. So I just threw it in there. All of you have seen this many times. But again, the Isagenix products and the programs, right, what they do is they promote good health and a healthy lifestyle. I might suggest as well that exercise might be the base foundation of this as well. We all have to do a little bit, take small steps for that exercise, and it will produce tremendous results with the products and on the program. But nonetheless, you can see here, they're not intended to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And then if you have many different conditions, always seek the advice of your doctor before you start a program like that. So again, I'm just trying to make sure everybody's aware of this, and you should try and always make sure your clients, your future clients, that they're aware of all of this at the same time, so that they don't have a misperception going on. You don't want confusion. You don't want misperceptions. You want everyone to be happy and to get good results, and they can. Everybody can get great results from this. We've had so many people with so many different conditions. All of you know that. You've seen so much experience from different folks, and now is just our chance to share, and that's an important thing. So, so that's what I'm doing with you tonight. I'm doing some sharing, and in a moment I'm going to tell you sort of the tenements of what Kimberly and I believe on how we present our information and why she's so powerful. She helped me, she's helped so many others, and we try and just, you know, push the wheel the same way the BBs have taught us to push the wheel, or bounce the basketball the way they teach us to dribble it. It's just that simple. So anyway, so this is from Dr. Gumprich, and he wants you to understand, you know, Isagenix as a company, you know, they help fund studies, and they fund several studies. They did several of them at the University of Illinois at Chicago. That's where they did it, and at Skidmore College, that's where they did lots of clinical studies. That's where they took, you know, hundreds of people, they traced them, they tracked them, they did several of them for different lengths of times, and they looked at the results. And there were great results, and we're going to share those with you in just a moment. They also do lots of studies, especially now at their labs. They do cellular studies. They look at tissues, they look at cells, and they see what the different products that we produce respond to the different types of, you know, proteins and chemicals and chemokines, which are chemicals that regulate chemical reactions inside cells. And so they look at it at the cellular level, the tissue level, as well as they look at it even at a genetic level. They see what does it do to the DNA, and how does it make the DNA change the activities of the cells or the products, the cells themselves. All of these studies give us what we call scientific credibility. And so scientific credibility means different things to different folks. I want you to understand that this is what I call scientific credibility. It gives us confidence in the knowledge that we share with others. It allows trust from our clients in us. Scientific, you know, credibility relates to performing experiments repeated times on large numbers of populations of peoples or cells, and then getting those same results time and time again, and it gives you confidence in what you are going to share with folks. So this is something I heard first from Jeff Beebe the first night, and he said, be a product of the Isagenix products. He told me to flood my body with these products, and I was going to have great results. And I just want to repeat, you know, those words that all of us have heard Jeff say so many times. I would just let you know, myself having success, over 100 pounds gone, actually about 110. The program simply works. It works fantastic. And I'm looking out there right now in the screen, and I'm seeing lots of folks, and I'm looking at folks that I personally know it has worked with well. One of the very first things I ever met was Cowboy Bob and his wife, and in a wonderful activity. And he and I, you can just look at us and you can see it just in the smiles we wear. Not only does the program work, it has an effect upon us. Just, I know he and I, as personal anecdotes, it just improves our spirit, makes us just so happy. And so these are the tenements that Kimberly and I, sort of put forth when we always want to present information to our clients, our future clients, and these are the things that we think about. And so I just want to, say these to you folks and let you think about them yourselves. And so we talk about presence, and so that's like being in the now, being in the moment. We let go of past failures. We try and let go of all pride, any ego. All we think about is the moment that we're here now, what we can do to help others. We work for today and we work for the future. That's all we've got. So we try and always come from a sense of having integrity. And that's important, when people believe in you because they want to know that you have integrity. So we try and describe it's our purpose, our mission, our passion. And what is that to do? To tell the truth to all people all the time, as well as being honest with yourself or honest with ourselves. And as we do that, it's a tenement of integrity that allows you, happiness, and allows you them to feel confident in the things that you might say and express to them. We always try and have compassion. We always pay attention. We care. We listen. Kimberly always tells me, shut up. Not to me personally, but she says, ask the questions. And then she says, be quiet and listen. As an instructor, I always, am putting forth information, and I need to stop and ask the students questions. How do you guys get this? Do you understand this? Do you have any questions? And so caring and listening means really that we have such concern for others' suffering and their misfortunes. And I say this comes from a root of sort of an altruistic love, a love of humanity, a love of something greater than ourselves. We're not looking for a return. We're just happy to share. So understanding, that's very important. And sometimes I listen to Chris, and I listen to many of the folks that he's trained, and I hear how he's put this out to so many folks, and it helps them to be wonderful business people. So they approach every new client and their situations with an open mind. They understand, they try and get where are they coming from. And everybody's different. So that's a wonderful thing to always be caring about for your future clients or your clients as you work with them all the time, because we all go through different things. So experience, and that takes a little time to develop, but one of the important things, like Debbie always says, is do your homework. So many folks watch the celebration and every single one of those, but really look at the products, look at what's in them. So knowledge of how and why things occur, and I'm going to help you with some of those tonight. That's what I'm going to try and do. But the function and structure of the Isagenix programs, understand what Debbie's 11-day shred starting tomorrow is all about, understanding what the typical monthly program is all about, where 1 day a week we have an intermittent fasting, and then the effects of that, and what the shake days do for their caloric restrictions. It's important to get how they work together. And so, you just got to practice that a little bit, and, maybe do a little role playing before you actually, or you can experience it as you work with your clients. And, if you have caring in your heart, they'll understand it. They'll be patient with you, and be patient with yourself. All right, so sharing. And this is something I see somebody right here always talks about. And, there's so many wonderful leaders on this team, and we all work together. When I say sharing, we all are happy to help each other. It's a beautiful thing about this team. But this, I got to say, I get a lot from Frank Hernandez, and, I got to give credit to the folks I get this from. And so every person deserves the opportunity to feel better and achieve their goals. He tells us, don't be shy, reach out to so many people every single day, make it a part of your plan. And in this aspect, he's quite inspirational. And so I got to laud him for those efforts, and we try and incorporate that all the time. And Kimberly, I know, always repeats that and says that, and that every person deserves Isagenix. All right, so acceptance, and this is a big one. Every single person is unique. You got to listen to their stories, their experience, their reflections. They're in a situation. Many of the folks come to us for weight loss, or they have other goals and things that they want. And so everybody comes with a different set of reflections on their past life, hopes and aspirations for the future. And they have attitudes about this. And you have to have a little bit of experience of knowing different people, but we're all adults, we all work with different folks. And, again, be caring, be giving, and then you'll understand, with acceptance of them, you'll be able to guide them to the Isagenix programs and the Isagenix products that's right for them. Okay, so quality. This is also something that if you investigate the programs, if you investigate like the clinical studies, it gives me such confidence to say things to folks. It's guaranteed organic ingredients, and all of these ingredients are produced with the intentions of health and well-being. That's so significant. So when you've got a quality product, quality programs, you can have confidence in what you put forth to folks. I know I'm taking a long time saying all of these things, but I really want you folks to understand this is important, and this is how I see the presentation is so significant. The bottom line is your commitment, right? So your commitment, not only to yourself, but your commitment to your business, that's obvious. We're not talking about though. I'm talking about commitment to them, to your other folks, the clients, the potential clients. Maybe they'll be referring folks as well. But it's an expression of being there now and in the future for them. You can't, just sign them up and then never communicate with them again. You've got to keep it going. You got to make a relationship, right? And so motivation, leadership, serving, that's what we do. And as we do all that, it's rewarding to all of us as well. So again, I speak to all of you folks because I believe all of you tonight are on the IsaBest, team. That means you're here. You're not only recognizing what the products are and have done for you, but you're also recognizing it as a potential business that can be a fantastic vehicle to take you to new places. And so try and drive that car, not just as fast as you can, but make sure you make the corners perfectly. Make sure you know how to brake perfectly. Make sure you know how to maintain your vehicle perfectly. And so I'm just trying to give analogies, and I hope you guys can understand that. So without any more, pictures are worth 1,000 words. So what's so special about Isagenix? I can talk, but I just look at this family. I look at those faces and I understand. I look at this gentleman who's using it for performance. It's just beautiful. You see the expression, the glowing that's coming out of him. This is Myron. So many of you folks know him, right? And he's talked, many times. Look at Myron. You can just see it's just expanding out of him, and he's ready to help people all the time. You just got to communicate. We're all that way. So with a little plug, here's me and there's my love. This lady right here taught me about the Greek saying of body, mind, and spirit. And she's brought the Isagenix, transformation to me. And so you can see I, was quite a bit heavier. Absolutely. I've had some health issues. I'm feeling great. I've lost about 10 pounds from where you see that figure now, and hopefully I'm putting on some more muscle. There's my lady. I just can't say enough. I'm blown away, and I'm honored that she is my wife, and humbled. But maybe she just wanted to get me in shape. Who knows? Debbie Beebe always says, get your sexy back, because that's what she's talking about, her hubby right there. All right, so here's some more. It's a lifestyle when we talk about Isagenix. Here's Frankie's presentation. Everybody deserves it, and Kimberly always says this to folks, right? So here's a few pictures. You can see all these people. Look at their befores, look at their afters, look at the expressions on their faces. You can just understand how they're beaming. And sorry, Jeff, I decided not to use any of your pictures in this. I could have, but you know, nonetheless, there's several folks who I'm sure you're familiar with, and I look at this couple and I see them, they're happy, and now they're just glowing, they're achieving their goals, and they're feeling better. But I look at all these folks and I see the exact same thing. So again, I don't need to say it anymore. It's a lifestyle, and we all enjoy it. So, so I'm going to move on to the clinical studies, which you really wanted to get to and sort of understand. And so this is directly from Dr. Gumprich's, you know, presentation. I didn't quite cut I don't know why I cut the bottom portion of the figure out when I copied it, but it happened that way. So this is what is special about Isagenix. So we have shake days, and this is showing a 1 month, you know, sort of calendar at a week that shows S for shake day and C for cleanse day. But shake days are caloric restrictions. You have 2 shakes a day, you have your snacks in between, and your meal should be about 400 to 600 calories. We try and keep the whole day to about 800 to 1200 calories. That's the plan. You're having a good meal. You can enjoy it. Like Kimberly and I had a wonderful steak, you know. She likes filet, and so do I, and that's what we had at around 2 o'clock this afternoon. And after this you know, presentation tonight, we're going to have wonderful shakes. I'm sure she'll have chocolate, and I'm going to have chocolate with salted caramel, thanks to the BBs who got me some salted caramel, which was important. And that's why I pushed to get this hat, because that was the only way they were going to get me that flavor that I love so much. All right, so whatever motivates people is what motivates people, and it was certainly salted caramel for me. All right, so cleanse days are intermittent fasting. Although we all know we're not fasting, it's not a diet. We're consuming different liquid products. It helps to clean our cells. It helps to make our cells get rid of their toxins. That's with all the different herbs and different proteins and components from, you know, fruits and veggies, as well as some, you know, mushrooms also, you know, but they stimulate you to do that at a cellular level. You clean your cells, you get rid of toxins, and you do that. The back-to-back cleanse days, which they show right here, is they're showing just basically the 11-day cleanse. You got 2 days of shakes, you got 2 days of cleanse, then you have 5 days, although it's only showing 3 right there, but you have 5 days of shakes, you got 2 more cleanse days, and that's the 11-day cleanse, or 11-day shred. And so the back-to-back cleanse days are wonderful. Those of us who've done them, we feel so great as we get rid of all the toxins in our body. And those of you who have not yet tried the 2-day, you know, cleanse, well, hopefully you'll jump on Debbie's 11-day September shred, you know, and make sure you do her hashtag IBU Sept Shred in the proper format, because she gives lots of prizes, and I've been having a great time doing them with them. All right, so when we do the shake days and we do the cleanse days, they lead to improved overall health. Many markers that will prove this, as well as weight loss, as well as increased muscle mass. That is a very good thing to understand. And so that'll lead me to Dr. Gumprich's next sort of cartoon, and I love this one. You know, what's so special about intermittent fasting? And when you're looking at this, so the first diagram, it shows significant weight loss, especially fat loss, both visceral and abdominal fat, and increased muscle mass, which is a great thing, which many folks are trying to sort of do, you know, and a lot of our customers, that's what they're looking for. It worked for me. You know, when I say that, I want you guys to know, I say that that's an anecdote, right? I'm just one person. You know, Cowboy Bob, that's just one person. Karen Thomas, I'm seeing you right there. That's just one person. You know, that's an anecdote, but they've done studies on hundreds of people, and they followed them for a long period of time. And so the clinical studies we're going to talk about is first a 3-month program that everybody did the Isagenix program. And then they divided those people, those hundreds, you know, several hundred people into 2 groups. And then they followed them for another year. Those that kept the Isagenix program, right? And then those that went on to the heart healthy diet. And that's what Jeff often talks about, and we'll compare the 2. And so we'll look at that in just a second. But the second thing that we think about for this intermittent fasting is it does a changeover in your microbiomes. It gets rid of the bad microorganisms. We're symbiotic organisms that live within us and help to provide us health. They help to make vitamins that make red blood cells. They help to absorb different minerals in our body. And without the right ones, you can't use them. Now, we even have a product, you know, a probiotic Isagenix product that even helps to promote this even more. And you guys can go on and look at the products and see that. But that's what the microbiomes are, is having the right, you know, community of microorganisms that allow all this to happen. The next diagram, and those of you guys, if you want to, you know, just take screenshots, you can just Command Shift, you know, 4 if you got an Apple program and you got a screenshot, and you know, it's easy to record this kind of stuff. If not, Command Shift 5 and you record the whole thing. Although Debbie might have no recording on this, I don't know if she does or doesn't. She's good at this. So the third thing, and this is significant, it helps to watch how antioxidants do their job at destroying free radicals. So what antioxidants do is maybe I should say, free radicals are things that cause disease or they cause cancer. And so they're found in the extracellular environment. They come in from outside our body. Our bodies produce them sometimes themselves. They're inside our cells. They can even have an influence on our DNA. And so when antioxidants, they're rich in, you know, the, what's it called? The Isagenesis, the essential vitamins that we all take. They're rich in antioxidants, in the sea light that Debbie also, you know, recommends. And so these things help to destroy free radicals. Those are the things that cause cancer. Those are the things that cause disease. And so very significant. All right, so again, part of the Isagenix initial diet that the Cougars, you know, introduced was to help folks with diabetes. And it's incredible when we look at all the different individuals who've had success with this. Not all, you know, we don't want to say it cures or prevents disease or, you know, or treats it. But when we look at anecdotes, it is incredible of individual people. So some of the minerals that are found in those, you know, daily essential vitamins, you know, they help to improve glucose uptake by all our cells. And when that occurs, all our cells get more energy and they can produce more ATP, which will then allow the cells to carry out their activities, to have an increased metabolism. And that helps to break down fat and put on muscle mass. It's sort of that simple. It helps to do that. Uh-oh. Anyways, I don't know what I was doing there, scribbling for no reason. And then we have improved insulin sensitivity. This also helps the diabetics so that they won't store and they will release less stress hormone cortisol. So the insulin helps to regulate their blood glucose at a better level. And these are what the studies have proven, you know, especially about the intermittent fasting, but it also helps to diminish the amount of stress hormone. And we all release cortisol when we have stress. All right, now here's one of those words that's hard to pronounce, but it's autophagy. But you can say autophagy. I mean, tomato, tomato, it doesn't matter, folks, but autophagy is a complex thing that the different herbs and the fungus produce when they produce different antioxidants, and they help to stimulate cells to, if you think of cells as a factory, right? In different parts inside the factory, different locations do different activities. So some of the machinery gets worn out. So what autophagy is the different chemicals stimulate cells to replace their worn out equipment. And they get rid of the old stuff and they replace it with new, better, efficient running equipment. They also help to release toxins, because just like every factory, there's a pile of stored trash, right? And so it helps to take the trash and expel it from the cell. That way it can then get into basically our urine or our digestive system, and we get rid of it, you know? And so that's the significance. So autophagy is an important thing about the intermittent fasting that is so good for us. All right, so here's the 3 phases of the detoxification. They're showing just basically that there's toxins from the outside of the body, exotoxins, endotoxins, toxins we produce from our own cells and our own reactions. And so then we try and make lots of enzymes ourselves from those components, and then there's many different minerals or B vitamins, those different things that are found within the shakes and within the intermittent fasting, you know, in the cleanse drinks, right? And that'll help to make intermediate metabolites, different components that will then help to lead towards the detoxification. One thing it does is it makes very reactive molecules that'll stop tissue damage from occurring. So it helps to make the antioxidants that stop free radicals that cause tissue damage. It also makes a couple other classes of components, amino acids and some enzymes here. That's what you see in these transferases. These are enzymes that break down, different types of toxic products that we store within our cells. And so then they're showing the third phase where it helps to be released, through the urine, or it helps to be released through the digestive system, hopefully the distal end. That's a bad joke, but nonetheless, that's where we'll get rid of these toxins in our body. So important that you also perhaps take that IsaFlush while you're doing your intermittent fasting, because it helps to eliminate both and increase the urine output as well as the fecal material. All right, so here is the clinical studies that were performed at Skidmore College. And the ones we talked about before were performed at the University of Illinois at Chicago. And these ones are performed at Skidmore College. And this was really unique because they combined two basic types of studies. And that's what's great, because, we got to look at cause and effect, right? And that occurs over time. First A happens, then B happens, then C happens. We're looking for sequential events. We're not just looking for an instant cause and then one effect. It's nice to look at sequential events and how those things occur for us. So the first phase, right, they put everybody on basically a 3-month, three-month study of just Isagenix products. So they did the shake days and the cleanse days. They did 6 days of shake days. They did 1 cleanse day. We call it Cleanse Day Wednesday for those of you who are on the team. But for others folks, it's whatever day you cleanse every week, what it's, good for you. And that's how that works. So everybody did this for 12 weeks. So basically 3 months. And we saw lots of results at the end. And we'll go over those in another slide or two, just the next couple slides coming up. The second part is they divided that group. So they took, this 600-person group and they broke it into 2 groups. And so then half of the group stayed on the Isagenix program, a modified Isagenix program. The other group did the heart healthy diet. And the heart healthy diet is, it's good fruits and veggies, right? Represented, low cholesterol, fish, chicken, to have, as Myron always puts it, grass-fed beef. He always likes that, and so they're showing the filet mignon right there. But also dairy products. We're not trying to. There are products that we have in Isagenix for vegans, which is so important. For the plant-based line that allows folks who can't handle perhaps some of the dairy products, with the casein or the lactose. Different folks have allergies to different things. But the heart healthy diet, and the heart healthy diet is what the American Medical Association and the Harvard School of Public Health, that's what they promote. They tell, and most doctors accept this from their union, the American Medical Association, that they promote this. And it is better than not living on that. If you're going to live on cheeseburgers with bacon, right, French fries and chocolate shakes, ice cream shakes, well then that's not nearly as healthy as the heart healthy diet. But Isagenix wanted to compare their products to the best program out there. That's why they compared it to the heart healthy diet that the American Medical Association and the Harvard School of Public Health are promoting. And so that's what you guys got to understand, that they didn't compare it against a lousy diet. They compared it to the best diet out there to see the results. All right, so here I'm going to bring it up to, are you guys all following this? Do you guys all see this thing? At the end, I'll open it up to questions, and hopefully we'll all have a good time, and you guys can take it in, and I'll be happy to share this with anybody if you guys need to later. I can send you the PowerPoint. All right, so the first thing in the phase 1, we looked at weight loss. And so they looked at the men and women, and it averaged, right, the men lost about 28 pounds after 3 months. The women lost about 23 pounds after 3 months. That's an incredible amount of weight loss. When we talk about the fat mass, that's the percentage in their body, men lost an average of about 22 pounds and women lost about 19 pounds. Now, my next slide is going to talk about the types of the fat mass loss. And so here, when we talk about the fat, I want you guys to understand it's not just this, subcutaneous. It's not just the fat under your skin. So visceral fat is the fat that's found inside organs, right? This is like a fatty liver, or this is the fat that comes from what they call atherosclerosis, the fat that infiltrates in the blood vessel walls in between the smooth muscle, and that sometimes makes plaques that break apart and cause strokes. And so they're showing of that types of fats, people actually lost a visceral fat, right, about 1.8 pounds on average. That's a tremendous amount to lose from your body. That's coming out of the heart muscle. That's coming out of the blood vessel, organs. That's coming out of the liver organ, coming out of the kidney organs. That allows them to perform their functions, right, of pumping and transporting blood, delivering blood to the tissues, filtering the blood, doing protein, enzymatic reactions. That's what oftentimes what the liver does. All of this is so significant. When it talks about abdominal fat, well, yeah, that's the fat, I'm touching my belly here. So, the abdominal fat is on a portion of the digestive system where we have a little covering that protects the soft organs, and so you lost on average just in that one region, it's called the greater omentum, but it's just a fat sheath that surrounds and protects the organs, about 2.9 or 3 pounds. Let's see, who does this? Jason Ganson is always cool about doing this, and I've seen Karen Thomas use the same figure where they post a figure of this is what 5 pounds of fat looks like, and I look at that and I just go, oh my gosh. And I also know what scraping or scalping or taking fat off individual organs of people looks like, and this is a tremendous amount of this fat. So anyway, so that was the phase 1 diet, and then that'll lead us into the phase 2 study. Again, this is the second part. The first part was 3 months. Then they took all those people, divided them up into a group, and then they basically put half on the modified Isagenix program and put the other half on the heart healthy diet. And then they compared them. They studied them for 52 weeks, another year on this program. And these people kept to the program. So that's really good that you can see, we're talking about maintenance, right? It's not just loss of weight in the beginning in the 3 months, but then how do they maintain that weight loss and what happens to them? And so that's what's so significant. You can see all our products here. I wish they had strawberry up there. That's one of my favorites, but I see the vanilla and I don't know what this one is. But there you see our cleanse drinks for, the Cleanse for Life powder. You see the Ionix, Supreme liquid, although I do use the Ionix Supreme powder myself. Everybody uses different things. There's the Natural Accelerator, right, folks? That's a good one to have to help to boost your metabolic rates. It has a little bit of caffeine in it, so some people can't handle that. And know that when you're telling your patients that, your clients that. Some of your clients can't handle green tea or black pepper. And so make sure they're aware of that. But here's the IsaFlush that also helps to remove those toxins. Here's the AMP line. The AMP line, they just came out with a clinical trial that talks about performance athletes and how much faster they recover utilizing the AMP hydrate. And that I didn't put that study in this presentation, but I got to mention it because for performance athletes, they want to be able to exercise more. They want to recover faster so that they can get more results at a faster rate. And so you got to really promote that AMP hydrate for our performance athletes. And again, anecdotally, I've seen so many, folks who are doing this for performance have great results, but that's just anecdote of the ones who I've been personally coaching and who they are having specific results. But it's also a clinical trial, right, that you can see, and it's on the IsaBest team when they presented that. It's there for you. All right, so here are some of the slides, and I'm a person who loves slides. I'm a person who loves looking at graphs and comparing them. And so this is what Dr. Gumprich put out there, and I appreciate that. I sometimes use what they call the case method. Copy and steal everything. So the case method is something I like to utilize, and I thank Dr. Gumprich for utilizing this, and I know he doesn't mind us sharing this. So here is the change in body weight. So after 52 weeks, the Isagenix program, they stayed the same weight, or they lost just a little bit of weight, you know. And here they maintained their weight. They didn't actually, on another graph you'll see they lost a couple pounds. But here you look at the heart healthy diet and you see of their percentage of body weight, they gained almost 6%. On a 180-pound person, that means they've gained almost about 10 pounds. That's something to think about, right? Here we talk about the change in abdominal fat, right? So here in abdominal fat concentration, you can see the graph goes down. So after 52 weeks, the Isagenix individual, right, lost more abdominal fat maintaining the program, right? And here and again, this is the month-long program, you know, 6 days of shakes and then 1 day of cleanse. 6 days of shakes, 1 day of cleanse. 6 days of shakes, 1 day of cleanse. There weren't 2-day cleanses in this program, so you guys do know that. All right, so then here, the abdominal fat, look at what happened to the folks on the heart healthy diet. You can see they're gaining about, look, 16, 17%, right, greater percentage in abdominal fat. Again, that's 10, 12 pounds that they put back on after they had taken off, like for males, like 28 pounds, or ladies, they took off 23 pounds. You want to have somebody gain, you know, maintain their weight. So that's why the Isagenix program is so good. That's why we talk about it being a lifestyle. You know, it's easy to do. It's fun to do. And it's a great community where we all support each other. And that's what I love about it. And that's what Kimberly, my wife, loves about it. There's just great people here, and we want to share and support each other in all of our endeavors as we go through life. It's including what this call is all about business, about improving your wealth, right? That's significant. All right, so here they show the change in fat mass. So that's the percentage of the total fat in your body. So here you can see again, Isagenix, right? They kept at the 0 line. They came down just a shred, a little bit, you know, of the change in fat mass. So they did lose, you know, a pound or 2 of that. They maintained themselves for 52 weeks. But here, look at what happened to the heart healthy diet. There you're seeing that they put on 10% of their body weight back in fat mass compared to muscle mass. So here is the one that I like. And it's not just because I really love Jeff Beebe, but I do love Jeff Beebe. And it's okay that I say that, and he knows I'm throwing him up a heart. I can say easily, and you guys might laugh at this, but he's the only man who picked me up and swept me off my feet ever, as he likes to do to so many people. So so here we go. Look at what happened for the lean body mass compared to your body weight, right? And so lean body mass is the amount of, you know, muscle mass that you have in your body. So here you can see that the muscle mass percentage increased, right, by a whole %. So that's 2 pounds on a 180-pound, 200-pound muscle-bound person, you know, because to be 180 pounds and muscle-bound, you're like Jeff Beebe, you know, so, or you're like me, I'm a little bit less. So, so that's that percentage of increased muscle mass, and that's great. But look what happened to the heart healthy diet, right? They lost their muscle mass. They didn't maintain their muscle mass. They lost, you know, at least 3% of their total muscle mass to their ratio to their body mass weight. So that's a significant thing, that how it may not only maintained lean body muscle mass, but it actually even increased it a little bit. All right, so so that is a very powerful one, and that's the one that I like to say that Jeff Beebe, we did 3 times as good as the heart healthy diet. You can start saying that. Not just twice as good, but 3 times as good as the heart healthy diet. All right, so here's the general results that Dr. Gumprich put forth, and how it is a great weight loss system, and it's effective for both men and women, right? And so these are some of the different clinical trials and the different papers that were presented. There was an increased amount of fat loss and muscle retention. That's what's very significant. Improvements in individuals' overall diet. People didn't want to break their diet. They felt comfortable eating better quality foods when they ate their 400 to 600 calorie meal every day. They were composed of more nutritious elements. People made not only, they made a mental shift, right? Where they thought, they thought about what they eat. They led a healthier lifestyle. They exercised more. Here you can see they consume less packaged goods, right? So here you can see the improvements in cardiovascular markers. And I just coached one individual. I don't know if he's on here right now or not, but he's one of my newest, clients, and he's just wonderful. He has had such success in the last 3 weeks, but improvements it's an individual, improvements in cardiovascular markers, right? So your blood pressure drops, right? Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, the #1 incidence of disease. So it's lowered your blood pressure. It's gotten rid of the cholesterol inside your blood, right? These are significant cardiovascular markers, right, that are found. It's changed the triglyceride levels in your blood, changed the ratio of fats, of saturated fats to unsaturated fats that do exist in your blood. Incredible improvements in cardiovascular markers. Okay, so, and here, I love this, that's the aspect of the cleanse. It's an increase in the release of toxins from the fat stores. That's so significant. Our fats store many compounds, many what they call non-polar compounds. You know how fat and water doesn't mix, right? So inside your fat, you tend to store things like hydrocarbons or hormones, pesticides, larvicides, just different chemicals that have been produced and not, they're not organic and evolutionarily produced. And so we store them in our fats. So when you get rid of them, your incidence of disease, it's much better. So get rid of toxins is a great thing, and that's what's been proven from these studies. Whoops. Let me go back here. Okay, so again, it's a lot more effective than the heart healthy diet for successful weight loss and maintaining that weight off your body. All right, so here we see about what Dr. Gumprich put forth, and he talked about no compromise. And I just looked at my time, and I've been going too long, so I want to move forward, right? But we have quality products. They're backed by science. They look to find regional locations where the global footprint is minimized. This is something that the young Coover gentleman has put forth as he's trying to talk about the whole blends brand, and just good for our environment at the same time. But we're also going to maximize the product reliability. Again, make sure that it comes from undenatured way, from grass-fed, pasture-raised cows, but also raised where there's no, pesticides, no larvicides, no fungicides, no, different chemicals on the grass that the animals eat. And they are not shot up with gnarly antibiotics all the time. And also we have the same for our plant-based protein shakes for those folks. So again, no artificial flavors. That's quality. No colors, no sweeteners. That's quality. Many folks have problems with gluten. Gluten is not your friend, but we're a gluten-free product. Again, and then the quality testing. I heard Frankie talk about this the other day, that there's no, mold in the coffee. And yes, we test for microbial activity, make sure there's no heavy metals in the products. And there's a whole long list of pesticides. They do a complete, chemical analysis of all of the products to make sure none of those things are in the products that they source. And so very significant. And that'll bring me to my last slide for the night. And thank you, Debbie, for me taking a little too long to present this. So this is what I wanted to do. Scientific terminology made ridiculously simple. We want our clients to completely understand us. We want them to be able to share as well. So here are some terms which I put forth that you can use. On the side where I have these on the far right side, right? Those are the easy to understand terms. On the left side, these are terms that people use that sometimes are confused. I just wanted to define them so you can understand them. Protein pacing, frequent small amounts of protein throughout the day to allow a faster metabolism, right? It maintains a constant level of energy. There's no peaks in the amount of foodstuffs for sugar production, and so a constant source of energy for your cells. Keto or ketogenic diets. These things were initially designed for kids with epilepsy, childhood epilepsy. It's a high-fat, adequate protein diet, low carbohydrate. It's meant to be on for 2 weeks, no longer. If you're on it for longer than 2 weeks, it can do irreparable harm to your endocrine system. It can wreak havoc with your liver, wreak havoc with the different cells in your kidneys, which then affect your ability to remove, toxins and remove sugars as well. Can, unfortunately help to cause you to be more like a diabetic individual. So this is the significance of trying to communicate with folks about, hey, if you're very, very heavy, I understand people go on these ketogenic diets for a couple weeks, but you don't do it for months. It sets you up for failure, and it sets you up for having problems throughout your life. Okay, so the next one, solubility. These are always in protein drink things. It just means that it's easily mixable. How something dissolves, that's what it means. To me, I find it, strange. Instantizing, that's another one that protein drinks oftentimes describe. And, people tell me, oh, well, my protein drink is instantizing. Well, that's just a product form of protein, how they blend. They blend up creamy. Folks prefer creamy shakes than grainy shakes or lumpy shakes. That's just a common given. Okay, so here's one that some of our other scientists use, vitamins. They're found in our new products, absolutely, in all of our new products, but they're vitamin derivatives that help to work against vitamin deficiencies. Vitamin deficiencies or mineral deficiencies also, they lead to disease. So what do? They help to boost the vitamin absorption and mineral absorption in your body, and also the concentration within your tissues. As you absorb more of it from your digestive system, it gets delivered to all your cells. Your cells have all the things they need to maintain health. That's what's significant about the vitamins. Adaptogens. Now this is, again, what you want to think about always there's lots in the Isagenix Supreme. There's also in the Cleanse for Life. So adaptogens are groups of herbs and mushrooms that help you to deal with stress, right? And I just like to say they're anti-stress molecules. It's a simple way to describe them. That's what adaptogens do, but they help you to deal with stress. They also inhibit cortisol release, a stress hormone, and so which doesn't do good for you. All right, so then free radicals sometimes are terms that folks don't understand what they are, but free radicals are molecules that cause damage to cells. They affect your intracellular environment and also even affect your DNA. So they contribute to many different forms of disease as well as cancer. So what are they, right? They're disease agents. That's what they are. They cause disease. That's what they do, okay? So at the cellular level, okay? Antioxidants, and this is what our daily wellness packs, right? All of our vitamins and minerals. This is what the Isagenix Supreme is chock filled with antioxidants, as well as our shakes. What am I saying? Why am I not talking about the shakes? The shakes are filled with these things. So they're molecules that stop the oxidation, the damage. Sorry, they stop the damage by the oxidation of the free radicals. So they basically engulf them and they destroy them, and they help to push them with enzymes towards the urinary system and the digestive system. So I just call them anti-cancer and anti-disease molecules. That's what antioxidants do. That's how they function in our body. Sometimes people talk about catabolism or catabolic reactions, right? And so that's just simple. That's just, how do you break down your foodstuffs? You break down carbohydrates into simple sugars, you absorb them. You break down, oils and fats, right, into simply fatty acids that you can then absorb, You break down proteins into amino acids. So they're breaking down foodstuffs. That's what these types of reactions do. So sometimes when people use these words, or someone else uses them, you can just put it in simple terms. Yeah, you're breaking down your foodstuffs, your carbs, right? Your fats, your oils, and your proteins. That's what it is. All right, now processed foods. Foods are processed. Folks, or we use organic foods, right? But processed foods mean you convert it into a form suitable for eating. That's what it is. So I just like to say, this is how you pulverize or you blend foods. This is what we do, right? But many processed foods use preservatives within them, right? They add other fillers into them. When you talk about processed, vitamins from many other companies, right? The different nutritional supplements, there isn't good nutrition within them. There's no quality products in them. Lots of times they don't even have what they say that are in them. And I can, if you want to ask me about that, I can go on for an hour giving you examples about different products that you can buy at GNC that aren't nearly as good as our products and why they don't have what they have in them, what they're advertised to have in them. And so then this was something that is sort of a little bit hotter topic nowadays, but NOx, right? Nitric oxide or nitrate oxide, these are molecules that have effects on blood vessel diameter. They relax the smooth muscle in your blood vessels. So what they do is they increase the blood flow to organs. And if you got more blood flow, you deliver more nutrition. You get rid of more waste, right? They also have a great effect on dropping blood pressure. Now, I like one thing that this also talks about, and this is what my friend Jeff Beebe talks about, or maybe his wife talks about sometimes too. And this is, it helps to increase also your libido. This is the same, function that two of America's highest, or some of the most, prescribed medicines, Viagra and Cialis, that's what they do. They increase blood flow and they drop blood pressure. But nitric oxide, that's how it has an effect upon your cells and the smooth muscle within your blood vessels. It has a greater effect on your artery side than your vein side. And so that's where it helps to increase a lot of fun in the bedroom, and as I might say it. So, all right, so folks, I know I sort of raced through that, and thank you for your patience with me. I had too much, and I was having fun describing this with you. So I can, Debbie, maybe you want to, I'll shut down my PowerPoint here.
And I'll just laugh us out.
I love your laugh.
Oh my goodness, Michael. I guess we'll start with where you left off, and all roads lead to sex. So whenever
now I'm turning red.
That's okay. You made me turn red. I was worried what you were gonna say. I was like, what?
I wanted to make sure I said compliancy, right? These are nutritional products. This is a nutritional program. It doesn't treat, it doesn't cure, it doesn't diagnose, right? It doesn't prevent disease.
But it gives you better sex.
But we all know what it does.
I'm not sure where compliancy is with that. So I gotta say that whenever I've done presentations, like in-home presentations in the beginning of the build of Isagenix, that, there are certain products that really, well, when we have better nutrition, our bodies perform better, right? So I would always speak to the room. So of course, any men in the room, if you said anything about any ingredient or any product that could improve libido in themselves or their wives, their other half, then they were all ears. Like it was easy sell then. So
I thought it was the ladies that were paying attention.
It was both. So you want to easy sell, you want to promote Isagenix when you're doing a presentation, so all you got to talk about are the ingredients or how proper nutrition ups the libido. I don't know what Cowboy Bob drew, but I'm not sure we want to see that. I had so many ahas, and there might be some people that want to ask questions. I know we're over the hour. We probably could take a couple questions. I know you have a whole fan club. Everybody's saying, can we just go on? Can we go on? Can we go on? Yes, Cowboy Baba. I saw you saying that also. We're going to have Dr. Michael back. So he will go on because hopefully we can have him back because now he's, you know, he's teaching. So he's got a full schedule with that. And, you know, he's got a new bride. So let's be respectful of all roads lead to sex.
See that smile?
Let's be respectful of their time together too, but I'm sure that he will be back and teaching us more. A couple of my ahas, you know, one that I just read a study the other day that people that are obese, and I'm talking obesity in the point of we don't have these studies yet, but the studies of people that are obese have more incidence of disease, right? Heart disease, diabetes, all that, the stuff that we know. And we don't know how compromised the people are on what I'm going to say is that people that suffer from obesity and having the incidence of disease are the people that aren't recovering really well or at all from COVID. So that was kind of a shock to me, something I didn't think about, and that's because their bodies aren't compromised. And so for me personally, with Isagenix, we can't make any claims. And please do not ever say, get on Isagenix so you don't get COVID, get on Isagenix so you're cured of COVID. Don't ever say that because that's false, it's a lie, and it's non-compliant. Don't say that. But my point is in any area of our life, when we allow ourselves to be compromised and allow ourselves by not taking care of ourselves and fueling with the best nutrition that we possibly can, these are the things that it lends us to having complications throughout life. And we want to make sure we're mindful and really sharing this. Like you kept saying, Frankie says, share this. People deserve to know about this. That's just one of the reasons, you know, less incident of disease if we're fueling properly and keeping that visceral fat, not this, just the subcutaneous, but that visceral fat. It's so important. And I had such an aha when you gave it to us, the fat releasing out of liver and releasing out of the kidneys and releasing out of the heart. Like I could just totally see taking one of those organs and like, just like popping it like a pimple. Like, I know that's gross, but I think about stuff like that and how we must keep ourselves healthy. And okay, I'll put the cookies down now. Like, it just was such an aha for me when you said
well,
that.
Debbie, just what you're saying exactly. For obese folks, oftentimes they also have increased amounts of cortisol, just like folks who are stressed. That chemical not only stimulates more fat production and putting it on their body, but it also slows down. It doesn't allow them the release, and there's lots of studies that show this, it doesn't allow them the release of chemicals that stimulate their immune system. That's that sort of connection between that. And then you can think about what you talk about, laughter. I love your laugh, right? Laughter makes people's immune system better because laughter, endorphins, right, from exercise, helps to make people's immune systems function better. So they have a chance, you know, it's not about COVID, it's about all disease. It's about all health conditions, our immune system working better, you know?
Yes, this is so great. And one of the reasons that this kind of training is really good, and I want people to really understand this, is that there's no test. We're not expecting you to be an expert in all the areas that Dr. Michael's an expert in. We're not expecting you to memorize all of this and write down the notes and make sure every person you come in contact with, you tell them all of this. No, no, because that won't duplicate.
Not sincere.
Yeah, you can't, and most people don't want to know. But what this type of training does for us is it gives us a bigger, stronger backbone. Because now we understand at a different level, like a more heartfelt level, we understand why Isagenix, why the ingredients, why the no compromise, why the clinical studies. And my aha moment with the heart healthy diet alone, and yesterday was our 8-year anniversary, my aha moment was that it was against a heart healthy diet, not a poor diet, the heart healthy diet. When you said that and you showed those charts, I was like, why have I not grasped that? We did a study against the heart healthy diet. Like, that just comes out of my mouth. But I never thought about the study wasn't against chocolate chip cookies and chocolate shakes and French fries. It was the heart healthy diet that doctors tell us to have. And it lost.
I just wanted to pop in here real quick and just say, Michael, this was a perfect presentation. And we can see why you're a professor and a teacher and a doctor. And you did this so well. And I want to share this with Jim and Kathy so they can see this and see how you presented it, because you broke it down so well to each and every one of us, to even it made my posture even bigger than what it is. And I am unshakable. And now I'm more unshakable, you know, so I just appreciate what you did, and we've recorded this, so it's going to be saved. And this presentation, you've allowed us to teach and come into your classroom with your students. And I hope you take this same presentation, what you just shared here, and teach us in your classroom and teach those students the difference between healthcare and sick care. And it's just so important, the knowledge that you gave us. So we appreciate this. And I know a few other people might have one, or we have room for one or two, and they can pop in here. But we have a couple other professors here on this Zoom too. So I know they appreciate it. I've seen Shelly Jeffries pop, typing in the comments and stuff like that. So, and Lisa's a nurse, she was popping in there. So I know the other medical professionals on the Zoom really appreciated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pop in.
Hey, Chris.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I was going to touch on what Debbie said, which was awesome. You know, a lot of this stuff I'm not going to talk about, but it's all stuff that we really need to know, right? And Michael, man, you just nailed it. You know, we got a lot of love fest going on in this Zoom every Monday, and I wanted to hop on before it all started, but you deserve it, man. I mean, this was awesome. But what I'd like to pick out is something to sell, a selling point. You know, I'm always looking for the sales angle, and that's what we do here, right? We sell. But what you pointed out that I didn't know was after, you know, we beat the heart healthy diet. But after 52 weeks, and depending on the person that you're talking to, after 52 weeks, half the group went over here to Isagenix and they stayed about the same, maybe lost a little bit, lost a little percentage and all that. But the other half went to the heart healthy diet. And when you're talking to your customers or me, I'm going to say, you know, most other half are going to go eating hamburgers and do what they're going to do. But this was the heart healthy diet, and they still lost about 10 pounds, and they still lost about 3 pounds of muscle mass. And on a 200-pound guy, that's 6 pounds of muscle that they lost where we actually gained. So that was a huge selling point for me. And then obviously the sex always sells, but just fantastic.
So good. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to jump in real fast?
I will. I'm here. Hey, Michael, I want to say truly, sir, thank you so much. My hat's off to you. Put it on. You broke it down there we go. But you broke it down in a way that I understand. I want it on my cowboy hat. Jeff said he could try to do it. He's over there going, what? But you broke it down in a way that I could understand it, Michael, and I appreciate it. You broke it down in a way that somebody like me, with my background, can actually explain this to people, which makes me feel more empowered. And now that I'm more empowered, and I'm going to be hitting you up for the slides, and I went real quickly and found the study, so when I can, I'm going to actually read that one from 2017. But now that I'm empowered, because of you and the butterfly effect, I'm now will be able to help even more people. So Michael, thank you so much for doing it like that and breaking it down.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Bob.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
That list of words that you broke down, I would love you to put that in ISABest U.
No
I
problem.
think that's amazing. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Monique.
no, that's okay. I'm not a professor. I'm not even a teacher. But I just wanted to say hi to Lionel. He's one of our guys that's killing the program right now. And we got him to hop on the call tonight. So thanks for hopping on, Lionel. You can tell now that you're in the right place. After all of that, thanks, Michael, Kimberly. It was awesome.
Fantastic. All right, anybody else want to pop in, say anything? Aha, question?
I have to. I just have to. Wow. Michael and Kimberly, you guys just really do fit this team like a puzzle. That cutout is just perfect. And just being as a trainer for 20 years, the terminology and everything that you use, man, you just nerded me up, and you just touch every one of my nerd cells that I just love. And I just appreciate you for all the things you've done and the things you're going to do for our team. Man, just to have you on this team and to add credibility is so powerful. And I think the biggest thing that we need to do is, number one, know when you're on again. Number two, have triple the amount of attendance, because we don't need to talk. We just need you to talk. That's the selling point.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Let's do one more, and then let's end this thing and go get to work. Mark Greer, go ahead. Mark Greer from Australia, guys.
Yeah, hi, Michael. Fantastic, mate. That was great info. And I love the fact that you've been involved in elite sports, because one of the things when I talk to a lot of our football players or sportsmen is they're very concerned about going on a health program and losing muscle mass and losing performance. So the fact that you said against a healthy heart as a guideline, it was great to see that we can actually put muscle mass on being on the standard system without even going into the AMP product. So it's very, very important that everyone understands when you're talking to athletes or people that are trying to gain muscle, that they understand they're not going to lose the muscle if they stick to the program. They're actually going to gain it. Okay, so they think it's a weight loss program. It's not. It's a health system. So thanks, Michael. I thought that was a great selling point. As Chris was saying, it's fantastic. Thanks for that.
But for your performance athletes, you push that pro and push that AMP line, because it does work. It's incredible. You watch your results for your folks.
And don't be afraid to have your athletes cleanse. They need to get the junk out so they can uptake that nutrition.
And I just want to say that I love this guy. And when you guys invited us to do this, you know, I was ready to jump on and nervous and excited to train, but he took this so seriously on what he was going to deliver to everybody, especially hearing from me the questions I ask all the time, like, not that word. I need a simple word. I can't say that word. So that list was from me. So it is. We have to be able to talk to our people, even if we're sciencey, and I'm not the sciencey person. I'm the, you know, let's have fun and get healthy and dance all the way and sweat that way. But the way that he breaks it down for me to share with people is tremendous. And the keto thing, I hear it over and over. Keto, 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 and then I hear problems, problems, problems. And he wrote up a little text that I shoot to people that I can share in our threads also, to break down keto simply on why it is so dangerous. It is not a long-term diet. So that was so helpful that he did for me. And I love you, honey, and you killed it. Woo!
I love it. And too, Michael, if you can, take those slides that you have, like the verbiage and stuff, and pop them into IsoBestU, and we'll hashtag them, and then the verb, all that stuff, the ones that you think that are important to hear. And then this whole thing's recorded, and I'm gonna ship it off to Kathy and Jim. So bang it a bang, there you go.
Happy to do it.
Fantastic. I just need to correct a little bit. It's not Debbie's shred. It's everybody's shred. If you're in IsoBestU, there's rules to follow, because we're giving away prizes at the end of the 11-day shred, and that is having those hashtags. The rules are posted. Make sure you know them, your teammates know them, tag them in that post. We start our shred tomorrow. If you're not in IsoBestU, your Team Express, you all have your different groups, and make sure you're, you know, in with your group, and everybody's just yummy supporting each other. Be yummy and supporting each other, and just really, you know, just support your team in doing the shred, because you've got new people and you've got seasoned people, but everybody deserves the support. So make sure you're playing full out and doing Debbie's shred. I mean, I'm just kidding. IsoBestU Team Express shred, 11-day shred starts tomorrow, and we're going to kill it. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited for next Monday night. Is it Mr. Frankie Hernandez next Monday night? It is. Mr. Frankie Hernandez is our trainer next Monday night. So not to be missed. I mean, we just are a team of hot, hot, hot trainers. And that's not just in looks, that's in smarts too. So I'm really proud to be partnered with each and every one of you. And again, welcome to our new gentleman. I didn't catch how you say his name. Monique? Rob.
Lionel, or I think you can correct me if I'm wrong.
We call him Leo.
We call him Leo. I can do that. Welcome, Leo.
Can I put a plug in?
He had a lot of really great results. He's all over Isabest UNF Fight Health right now. So check it out. He's done so well.
Perfect. Great. All right. Well,
Debbie, can I put in a quick thing?
Yeah.
For the Isabest, for the Isabest U shred, September shred, I do know that Debbie and Kimberly, we're going to be putting on a dance every night, and I'm going to be a backup dancer.
Woo! See, sexy and smart and can dance.
All right, here we go, guys.
All right, we're going to unmute and we're going to scream it like we mean it. One more time, Michael, thank you, for Dr. A. Thank you so much. Your wisdom is much appreciated and your teaching so spot on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you guys, we're unmuted. If you're not unmuted, you're going to unmute yourself. We're going to scream it like we mean it. Who's taking us out? Is it?
Right. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, there you go. Michael, awesome. Kimberly, way to go. Love you guys. Love this family.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. We love you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. Love all of you.
Stay on there, Michael.
We're doing this, Matt.
Awesome stuff. Awesome.
Awesome possum. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.